Can you call your supervisor?
Huh?
Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it. Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands.
Here. I'm here. What is your reason, sir?
Step out.
What is your reason?
Step out now. All right. Get on the ground.
No, don't.
Get on the ground.
So yet again, another police situation, this time in Jacksonville, involving Mr. McNeil, where there, at the very least, is miscommunication between officers and someone that's getting pulled over. Some of this is legal related and some of this is common sense related. The police reported that this thing happened a certain way and they didn't know it was being filmed. Problem number one is if there's anything that went on that film that was not in the report, then the police have a problem. When you equate someone not moving as fast as you want them to with non-compliance, that's one thing, but does that actually affect your safety? I don't know that based on what we saw, and we didn't see the whole story, but I suspect that the cops did not reasonably fear for their safety at any time. There's an argument that there was some non-compliance there. He asked for a couple of things a lot of people do. Can I see your supervisor? Can you pull this law up? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the police actually don't even have to really tell you the truth. They can say, okay, we'll do it as soon as you open up the car or whatever else. The next thing I would say, and I'm jumping around, how can he both get out of the vehicle and show him show them his hands at the same time? Seems like he'd have to do something with his hands to show him the vehicle. Black men particularly have a certain fear when we deal with police, okay? And because of that, we really should be, hey, I'm doing this with my hands. Here's where my hands are. Here was your instruction. You aren't going to see my hand for a moment while I do X or Y or Z. We have very, very good reason to ask a lot of questions, to suspect, to look at police sideways, etc. And you have to be honest about that. They felt disrespected. They felt they weren't being complied with. So 4 or 5 of them do what they do, and he gets punched several times. He didn't have to get punched several times. And they didn't have to shatter his window either. They didn't have to do any of that. We'll see where all of that goes. But ultimately, the guy didn't die. He stayed around. But this is another, in a best case scenario, a very poor communication with officers. And the officers have to share some responsibility for that. But at the very worst, it's infringing on rights, civil rights violations, physical injury that should not have occurred, particularly because it had nothing to do with keeping the police safe. And police have to do a better job. Again, at the end of the day, if there's anything that went on in that video that they